Welcome back, folks. Tom and Tommy O'Brien, we do appreciate you growling and prowling with us out here. We have the Dow up 99, Nasdaq up 58, S&P's up 17.5. Let's go over to our man, Mr. Teddy Kekstadt, as we do each and every Wednesday at 40 past the hour. Don't forget, folks, you can reach Teddy every trading day at Forex-trading-unlock.com. That's Forex-trading-unlock.com. Teddy Kekstadt, what's going on?
Morning, guys. We have a great day to talk about the currencies, and I think the election trade is what's causing the U.S. dollar to be under pressure like it is as of late. And it's almost like the perfect storm that right now I have to say that the U.S. dollar is pricing in a Biden win for the election, and you can pretty much see it by multiple sectors. For one, look at this resurgence in gold over the past week. Now, they haven't broken out to the upside, but the firming up of gold right now going into this election, that's a Biden thing. If Trump wins, that's bad for gold. If Biden wins, that's good for gold. You know, so I see the gold markets and even the interest rate markets with what's going on. I heard you guys earlier talking about the little breakout in the bonds to the downside. Interestingly enough, though, the short terms are still locked bid. So that means the spread between the short terms and the long terms is getting stretched in a big way. That's also not good for the dollar, you know.
How about that move in the yen last night, man?
Oh, with the U.S. dollar getting just pounded by the yen?
Yeah,
that was an explosion. Irony of it is of all the major currencies against the dollar, they're rallying against the dollar, but it's the pound that broke out huge to the upside today, and also the yen last night going into today. So, and that was the one that really surprised me, was because the yen really did explode. I saw that this morning when I woke up, and
Seriously?
I was like, oh my gosh,
I
was
know.
it getting hammered? You know, so, and that's the way the yen has been lately. So I'd be very careful. Like the yen can now probably go for the next like 2 or 3 days in a very volatile way because it's had such a violent move today.
Yes.
But remember, then the yen freezes up and it goes sideways for like a week or two where it keeps a really tight range. So I don't know if it's a really swing trade setup going on. What I think it is, though, is it's showing that, because right now, you know, usually right now when other currencies are rallying against the dollar, the yen is falling against the dollar and vice versa. Today is a move showing that the dollar is just getting hit by all the currencies.
Right.
And I really think that this is about where the market as a whole, globally, they're pricing in, they're looking at Biden as the next president and the person who they're dealing with in 4 months.
Why?
You know?
Hey, Teddy, let me ask that. Why do you think in a gold market that if Trump got elected that it would be bad for gold?
Okay, because if Trump gets reelected, here's what happens. The whole tax structure that's now in place, that gets solidified no matter what next year.
Yeah.
If Biden gets reelected, if he gets elected, that doesn't happen. That means the whole tax basis that's going on right now that you're using, that just finally kicked in this year and people are seeing the benefits are from, they will have next year, and then that's it. They lose it. Then they go back to a higher tax. Everyone gets taxed higher federally.
What about all the stimulus money, though? It seems to me all the stimulus money, I mean, there's still going to be stimulus money. And
well, that's the other problem, and I think that's where you're seeing with the debt market, and that's where it's getting stretched. I mean, the Fed is at basically zero. The Treasury bonds are starting to whack new lows, you know, but it's only in the 30-year and the 10-year. The 2-year notes, and then I mean, when you go down into the euros, they're not doing anything at all. In fact, they're actually staying kind of positive, and that's what scares me, because that's why I think this election trade is going on. And you can see it also, like if you look at ExxonMobil, Northrop Grumman, who stands to suffer if Biden wins? They've been factoring this in already for months. It's not a coronavirus trade. Those companies are getting hammered, and they should be doing well, especially Northrop Grumman, because of all the military contracts they've gotten over the past couple of years. You know, so that means that the market as a broad base, from the equities to the interest rates to even the metals right now, they're expecting in 2 weeks that there's going to be a Biden win. Obviously, we know that if that's a win, there's going to be a contest. You know, it's going to be a complete circus. You know, I mean, there's no doubt about that. You know, so, and I think that right now you have to really look at certain stocks like that. I think one of the biggest drags in the S&Ps is that if you look at defense stocks, if you look at material stocks, if you look at energy stocks, they're going to get crushed, because the whole Green New Deal is going to be definitely going against oil and all kinds of other things like that. Not to mention if we have another shutdown, you know, and especially if it's under Biden, they're whacked. You know, I mean, all those stocks are going to get crushed.
Did you see this copper breakout today? This copper's running.
I didn't see how high it got today yet.
Well, we got to 321. This thing looks to me like it's going to 408, which is like insane. But the bottom line is that's quite a move, man. You know. So.
Right. So, and I think that's going to continue. I don't think that this is just a spike for today, because there's no reason for the dollar now to be getting hit like it is, you know, especially because we were talking about Brexit the past couple of weeks and how we still have trade deals that have to get negotiated and stuff like that. You know, I mean, and these are factors that should be weighing on these currencies. I mean, especially the pound. Like, the fact that the pound is getting the strength that it has right now is mind-boggling to me. You know, it just doesn't.
Let's talk about that for a second. So what that's saying is that I know they've been struggling over there. They said this morning again, but like they're coming back to the table again. So it's almost like no matter what kind of deal they get done, they just want to deal and get it over with, right? I mean, is that what the pound's saying, man?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That is absolutely what's saying. I mean, I think that's the only way it's going to happen, is it's going to come down to that, where they're like, the sand's running out of the hourglass. No matter what, we got to sign something. So here we go.
Right.
You know, and then they'll adjust as they move forward. And we have to deal with that too.
Who would ever think that, Tommy, you and I would be talking about this? We've been talking about this for 3 years now, man.
Yes.
Crazy.
Just think, in January we might be able to. We can have a toast.
I'm telling you,
it's
man.
all over.
It really is hard to comprehend, folks. And you know, we haven't talked about it that much, but you know, today's a big one, as Teddy said. That's a big number in the pound, man. There's no doubt,
and
man.
it's even before 3 years, because that happened prior to the election of Donald Trump, which is now we know 4 years ago.
Really? Oh my God, that's crazy.
It is.
Yes.
It is.
Has been
Brexit,
going on that long, right?
4.5 years, 5 years they've been talking about it. Amazing.
Wow.
Sure. But now I do believe, like right now, the market is pricing in a Biden win for the U.S. dollar. So until the election, you know, now if Trump wins, I think you will see, not like, I'm not going to be bullish to the dollar, but I think you'll definitely see a big resurgence in the dollar if that does happen. You know, but that's 2 weeks away, or a week and a half away, you know.
We're all going to learn something, man. It's so cool being in the marketplace when you have these big events like this, right? Because it's like every day I'm trying to say, okay, just stick to what I do, but it's really hard to, too. Do you know what I mean? It's like, okay, man.
Well, you hit the nail on the head right there. I was talking to somebody the other day. I'm like, an election is one of the biggest events you can have anyhow, you know, in this country. You know, in this one, I mean, like the companies that I was just mentioning, those things, like, for instance, if Trump wins, ExxonMobil, Northrop Grumman, they're going to all of a sudden get a bounce because they know they're secure for the next few years. You know? So, and that's also a big thing for the S&P 500 then. That's going to give a lift to the I mean, remember, ExxonMobil used to be something that would make the S&Ps move. You know? So, I mean, and if it gets a big rally, I mean, can you imagine just a 30% rally in those two stocks, what that would do to the S&Ps?
No, you know? There's no doubt. They've been going down for a long time, though, man. That's one of those.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
So,
well, listen, man,
to you guys.
It is always a pleasure. We appreciate the education. Ride 'em, cowboy. We're gonna these markets, man, are moving, and we look forward to speaking with you next Wednesday, Teddy.
You too. Take care.
Thanks, Teddy.
Stay right there, folks. Tommy and I come right back. We have the Dow up 46, Nasdaq up 41, S&P's up 12. We'll come right back.